Hello, everybody. This is Professor Takehome, and I have an announcement about tomorrow's exam on Thursday. You will not be coming to class unless you want to work on your exam. There is not going to be a scheduled class. Everything is take home, and 60 points from the exam will be based on a regression model. You will have to do a significant amount of work on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, due before you come to class on Tuesday. Before you come to class on Tuesday. Okay? You can pair up for this exam. If you so wish, you can pair up for the model portion of the exam. Okay? Keep in mind that this exam will be difficult, and you will want to meet with your partner if you choose to pair up. I don't want to hear anything about, struggling with your partner. Say no. If you're not comfortable taking on a partner because you really understand the material, you don't have to pair up with anybody. Okay, I don't want anybody to pressure anybody into pairing up. There's a lot of great students in class. I don't think 90% of you need to even pair up. I think you got this in the bag. But if you still want to pair up, that is my offer to you. Now keep in mind, there are going to be some writing components to the exam. So instead of multiple choice, true, false, all that stuff, I'm going to hit you hard asking you questions about the model that you built. Okay? So what are you going to have to do on your model? You're going to have to do a regression. Okay? You are going to have to do ROC curves. You are going to have to tell me true, false, positive, negative stuff beyond what you do on the ROC curve. So you might ask yourself, or ask me, Professor, if we do R, how do we do ROC curves? I already told you that in the class, so I should not actually have that question asked of me. You have, even if you spit it out of R, you can still go into Excel and do ROC curves. Okay? So if you were to have to ask me that question, then I feel like you're not prepared for the material, period. So you'd be surprised how far you guys have come. Now, I'm going to ask you about multicollinearity. I'm going to ask you about problems with your model. And you're going to have to write about that in response when you build your model. So do not wait until Monday night with your partner and run the model and then find out you don't even have time to answer those questions. By giving you a take home, I am expecting that you're going to take this seriously. The model itself is going to have a lot of things you have to convert to dummy variables. And you're going to have to think through it a little bit. You're going to have to answer some prompts about your experience with dummy variables. You're going to have to answer some questions about how to improve accuracy with your model. I'm going to have special constraints that you must work through in your model. So do not wait until Monday night to do your model. Okay? If I find out that anybody is colluding, which means cheating, if you're talking to other groups, what did you do for this? What does multicollinearity mean, sir? You are cheating. Okay? You are cheating. If I find out, you get a zero. You get a zero. Okay? It is sickening if you have to cheat in this class. It is sickening. It pisses me off. Okay? To no end. Okay? Every year I catch somebody. Okay? Every year. And it's an insult. It's a slap in the face to your instructor. And it's dishonorable to you and to your parents and your family if you cheat. So take this seriously. This work, this degree that you're making your life into, it is easily going to give you $40,000, $50,000 a year job right off the bat, if not like 80, 90,000. Don't be the one that cheats. Don't be the one that works on this Monday night and fails it. Okay? Take it seriously. Do a really good job on it. Be proud of your work, and things will work out. Okay? So, no class tomorrow. I will email everybody their file. So, let's say that Tim and Alan decide to pair up. Tim will get a file, Alan will get a file. They might be the same file. They might be two different files. You have to choose which file, as a team, you're going to work on. Okay? So I don't want Tim and Alan submitting different files, one on real estate, one on potato chips. Okay? Choose one, submit it as a team. Okay? You will be graded as a team, So be very careful with that. You also need to be mindful of time. Because if I find out that so-and-so did not do any work and you submit it as a team, that's called academic dishonesty. So if Tim does 99% of the work and Alan is only there, sitting there, dinking around on Facebook or his headphones, technically you will both get a 0. Because if you put Alan's name on that document, that suggests that there was an equal share of the work effort. If Alan didn't do anything on the project, then you were lying to me. You were lying to your teacher, saying that Alan did a lot of the work, when in fact Alan did not. So you will both get 0s. Because one, you're enabling Alan to be a cheater. So Tim gets the 0, and of course Alan gets the 0 because he didn't do any of the work. So in some ways, being in a pair is actually quite risky. Okay, so in summary, you will have a model. You will not have any multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blanks. I will assign you a model. I will email every single student a model data set. I will also follow up with questions, and you'll need to complete the model per the prescribed instructions. You can use R or Excel, but you will also have to address multiple questions that I give you. Okay? So you have to do that all before class on Tuesday.